I've had a lot of trouble dealing with memories lately. Memories are this thing that can build or destroy you. They get confused in our mind and cause us to misdirect emotions. And lately I've been faced with memories constantly.
Last year, from November to February, I was depressed. I don't use that word lightly. I was depressed.
Until last year, I was always optimistic.
The shift was slow enough that I didn't realize it.
I just thought I was sad about a breakup, and the thing is, I was sad about a breakup. That's where all this started. I had my first breakup. And I still don't know why it affected me so much. It doesn't matter why it affected me. All that matters is that it did. All that matters is how I felt. Eventually, I got back to a normal routine. Then I started dating someone else. I slowly felt the constant sadness shift away. Then I started feeling happy. True, real happiness. And then I had another breakup. That's when I realized I wasn't ever happy as a person after the first breakup. I was happy for that 6 months, even happier than I'd ever been before. But I wasn't optimistic anymore. I was no longer a happy person. When I wasn't around my girlfriend or having fun with friends, I'd be sad again. I'd think about the breakup from before again. I feared another breakup more than anything. And then it happened. Breakups are hard. Everyone has all kinds of bullshit to try to make you feel better. You're better off without them. This is an opportunity to grow. One day you'll find the one. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. The list goes on and on. Everyone has new bullshit to make you feel better. And the thing is, it's not bullshit to them. In fact, a lot of it's probably true. But I know better than anyone that when your heart's broken,
None of it means anything.
the words glide past, occasionally a mantra getting stuck in your brain, but none of it holds. You might even recognize that it's true. Obviously, the happiness you felt with that girl you dated for 2 weeks isn't the last time you'll be happy. But even if you know it's going to get better, it doesn't make the present pain hurt any less.
Breakups suck, and they're the one part of relationships and love that people don't like to talk about. Everybody tries to direct you to the positives of relationships, but breakups are one of the worst parts of our lives. You invest all of your time with this one person, you create memories, you share inside jokes, you share your favorite songs and movies with them, only to realize that one day, you'll never have that again. That feeling you felt with them. No one will ever be the same as that person. Somebody might be as good as them in other ways, they might even be better for you overall, but they won't be the same as that person. This is a hard concept to deal with, especially when society pretends like it's not a system built to fail. And there's no way around it, but let's not pretend that it's not the worst thing ever. Love requires vulnerability. Vulnerability is hard. Breakups require letting a part of your life go. Weeks, months, sometimes even years that you'll now view in a different context entirely. Your memories of them change, your dynamic with them changes, and you change. You have to adapt to get over it. And sometimes you have to realize that you don't miss them, you miss the feeling. You miss the feeling of being the most important person to them in the world. You miss the feeling of being tired the next day after staying up till 3 a.m. on the phone.
And sometimes you really do miss them. Or it's a confusing combination of the two. Even though I'm a happy person, I won't pretend that I don't miss her. I miss her. I miss how she would mess up a joke and still try to make it work, laughing the whole time. I miss how much she loved cats and how excited she'd get talking about them. I miss her telling me, "You've got this." I miss her dedication to jokes and how she always looked for something to joke about. I miss how she'd say, in her sleep after I said something when she was half awake. I miss when she'd pretend to get upset with me and turn away, but I could still tell she was smiling. I miss how she'd take pictures and videos of us without me knowing, and then send them to me later. I miss her. And I miss how I felt. Breakups are easy to talk about, but girls aren't all I miss. I just started college, and so I miss my friends. I miss my high school. I miss my family. I miss my old routines. I miss my bedroom. I could go on and on. This isn't a new concept to me. College has just highlighted it. For about the past year, I've allowed missing things to make me sad, to make me depressed. I allowed missing the past affect me enjoying the present. Ironically, I know I missed many moments that I didn't fully enjoy at the time because I was missing my past. Everyone can relate to missing things and being sad as a result. Some people don't let it affect them to the degree that others do, but everyone gets sad about missing things. I've realized that it's okay to be sad about missing memories, people, and the feelings you had in the past. It's okay to be sad about losing people. It's okay to be sad about change, or to be sad about anything. All that matters is how you feel that justifies it. If you're sad, then that's okay. The majority of people act like sadness is a bad thing. I'd rather be sad than bored. It means I'm living. I'm feeling something. I'm not numb. I'm not distracted. I'm not stuck in the past or focused on the future. I'm present in the moment. I'd rather be sad.
Sadness is best as a state of being. Sadness is hard to stop romanticizing, especially with the advent of the internet. We see our friends post memes about depression and comment mood on videos of people crying, and we start to think that depression is cool. And you can lie to yourself and say it's not true, but I do it, and I know you do too. It comes from our innate need to feel like things have purpose. When we romanticize sadness, it feels like we're the main character in a rom-com. We start to feel like being sad all the time makes us interesting. Sadness isn't inherently a bad thing, but it's definitely not something you should strive for.
I'm here to tell you it's possible to stop being sad. Last year, from November to February, I was depressed. I don't use that word lightly. I was despondent and in a state of overwhelming and crippling sadness. I slept every second I could. Unfortunately, sadness often kept me from sleeping, so I'd cry. I'd cry myself to sleep. But eventually, tears eluded me too, so I became numb. Everything was in a haze. I skipped school to avoid seeing my ex. I skipped school because I couldn't focus on anything other than sadness. I had the luxury of having an easy senior year, so I didn't let my grades suffer, but I still let depression take a hold of me. I started not eating for days at a time because I would forget. I quit making videos and hanging out with friends. I quit everything that made me happy before because it was a waste of time. It didn't make me happy. As bad as I was back then, there wasn't a day I didn't know I'd get out of it. I told myself every day that one day I wouldn't be sad all the time. And now, a year later, I've made it there. This isn't to say that every second of the last year was sadness. I enjoyed time with friends and family. I enjoyed making videos and life in general. Eventually, I thought I had made it out. I was happy way more often than I was sad. By the end of April, I was happy almost every day, truly happy. But recently I realized that while I was happy day to day, I wasn't a happy person anymore. I had changed as a person without acknowledging it. It takes a long time to realize that happiness is an emotion and happiness is a state of being are two completely different things. Until last year, I was optimistic about everything. Everything just kind of rolled off my shoulders. I was sad sometimes, I was angry others, but I wasn't a sad or angry person. I was content with life. The ups and downs were all fun to me. Slowly, over this past year, I began to be happy again, with certain caveats. I needed certain conditions to be happy. The shift was slow enough that I didn't realize it. I just thought I was sad about a breakup.
After breakups, we wind up getting advice from people whether or not we seek it out. Getting advice in the time of an emotional trauma can be dangerous. Don't get me wrong, getting advice from people is important, but I've come to view it more like gaining as many perspectives as possible rather than rules to strictly follow. It's always the words of advice or comfort that impact you the most when you least expect it. So talk to as many people as you possibly can. I've talked to friends, family, acquaintances, and strangers about breakups, and I did it more to process my own thoughts rather than to feel better or get advice. When you're sad about something, chances are you're overwhelmed. You don't even know why it's upsetting you so much. All your thoughts circle back on one another, and it's a never-ending feedback loop of your own mind. You start to think that your negative thinking is correct. You start to hate yourself. If before you were confident, now you walk into a room and fear walking past people. The best way to break this line of thinking is to talk to friends. Realize that there's people to talk to that care about you, but don't view this as a burden. I did that a lot. I felt bad when I made my friends feel sad about my problems. I started to become angry at myself that I couldn't be happy for my friends. Don't make sadness any more complicated than it already is. Nothing good comes of that. Realize that there are people there that want to help, and you can always sort through your feelings with them. Since sorting through your emotions will take a while, it's important to be careful with how you deal with them in the meantime. It's easy to misplace the hurt you feel inside to those around you. It's easy to be angry at other people when you're angry with yourself all day long in your head. Anger is an emotion that is most damaging. Anger is pain that has been buried and suppressed. Edgar Allan Poe said something that I think a lot of people realize but often forget. Years of love have been forgot in the hatred of a minute. It's not exactly profound, but it's something that's important to come to terms with.
Anger is instant gratification. It feels good for a minute, usually not even more than seconds, and then it fades and leaves more hurt than was there before. If you're upset, don't take it out on other people. Don't punch the walls. Don't break your lamp, because when your screaming stops and your hands start throbbing in pain, you hear the muffled crying and see the bruising on your knuckles, and you still feel sad. And now you have regret. One day you will no longer be sad or depressed. One day you won't remember what it was like to be in such a dark place. But pushing away people that are around you and hurting them will not go away. It isn't something you can forget, and it's harder to fix than your own emotions. In thinking at length about these topics, I have concluded a few key things. I can miss the past. I can be sad about the moments, people, and feelings that must stay in my memories. But I don't have to be sad as a person. I have come to view it as adding memories to my story. I have so many wonderful memories with people that I'll never talk to again, and memories with people that I talk to every day that aren't the same people as they are in my memories. And since I know I wouldn't change anything in my past, I will enjoy the good memories I've made.